Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase details. Today, we are discussing the FP Journe Centigraphe Souverain, a watch originally launched in 2006. It won the GPHG Aiguille d'Or in 2007 as the best watch of the year at the Oscars of watchmaking. And this example is triple pink. You can see pink gold, solid gold dial, pink gold, solid gold case, and an 18-karat solid pink gold movement. Now, the terminology used by Journe is rose gold, but triple pink is vintage terminology, and this watch definitely lives up to it. Taking a quick look, you can see that the watch is 40 millimeters in diameter by 10.7 millimeters thick by 48.3 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. 20 millimeters is the spacing between the lugs, and we'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. The watch wears well. The Centigraphe, unlike many Journe watches from the early to mid-2000s, was never offered in a 38 millimeter case size, and the smallest it's ever been offered is what you see here, 40 millimeters. So if you've got a smaller wrist, this is definitely the Journe Centigraphe you want. I'd recommend it for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, and it's easily flat enough and sloped enough of case flank to fit underneath the dress cuff. The strap here is large rectangular scale, alligator leather in a medium brown. It's a matte finish with folded edges and a monotone stitch. On the bottom, we have small round scale alligator leather, the idea being gator on both sides makes for a tougher, longer wearing strap. You can see it is a FP Journe factory strap in brand new condition. It uses pull tab spring bars, so you can quickly and easily remove it from the case without tools, and it has a matching rose gold FP Journe pin buckle. Taking a quick look at the case, very familiar. We have a set of blended lugs, a mid case that's defined by the overlapping lip of the case back and the bezel. You can see that the lugs turn down sharply, almost 90 degrees from the horizontal of the case band. And we have a double dimple knurled Journe style crown you'll find on all of his watches, and then a rocker that initially makes this look like it might be a mono pusher, but this patented interface is actually a twin trigger style, as I have the ability to stop the chronograph and then resume operation. A mono pusher is stop, reset, start, always in that order, whereas here, if I want to continue, I can. Taking a quick look, the dial features a black polished steel bezel framing the three sub-registers. We have a solid gold, media blasted, matte finished dial. We have lovely blued Journe tapered hands. That biomorphic tapered style is Journe's own. And then we have three sub-registers. This one is 1 second, this one is 20 seconds, this one is 10 minutes. Now each one has its own miniature tachymeter scale, so you can gauge objects traveling between 36,000 kilometers per hour and 6. Fanciful perhaps, but theoretically possible. The center of each dial contains a concentric pattern, and the dial up at 10 o'clock represents the 1/100th of a second foudroyant that gives the watch its name, Centigraphe, as it is able to resolve intervals as small as 1/100th of a second. That is how it operates, and has a second escapement operating at 360,000 vibrations per hour. Now, the watch, of course, has a movement with a barrel that takes pride of place, and there's a reason for that. The barrel drives both the time and the chronograph, but by different means. A quick note, by the way, if you love horological theater, the reset of this watch definitely qualifies. Now, about this system. Well, normally when you operate a conventional chronograph, your balance will lose about 30 degrees of amplitude, which can slow down the watch. Journe realized that if he created two drivetrains off the barrel, he could achieve consistent timing with no loss of amplitude with concurrent operation of the chronograph. So the toothed edge of the barrel drives the time-telling hands, whereas the barrel arbor, which is like the axle at the center, drives a second train that operates the chronograph. Now, this does reduce the power reserve from 80 hours with the chronograph off to 24 hours with the chronograph on, but remember, the largest scale on the dial is 10 minutes, so there's no reason you have to operate it for 24 hours. 80 hours is a very generous power reserve, considering a lot of folks don't use chronographs on a regular basis, you'll probably only need to wind the watch every other day. Now you can see it is a beautiful rose gold movement. Bridges and plates are 18 karat. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and you can see we have a free sprung balance with a large physical balance wheel that has a great amount of inertia. This makes it more resistant to shock, concussion, and vibration-induced timing deviation. All this pivots on 50 joules, and it's water resistant down to 30 meters. We have solarization on the crown wheel core. We have all screw heads black polished, satination on the regulator, circular Cote de Genève across the bridges. You can see we have mirrored anglage on the edge of the bridges. I'll do my best to show you this here. There is a mirrored bevel on the edge of the bridges. And then we also have engine turning on the base plate, as well as little polished wells with their own beveling for all of the jewel sinks. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.